Lawyers, what's the craziest adverse possession case you've ever seen? We bought our first house on a Friday. On Saturday, my wife's second cousin, a guy named Kevin we'd met twice, moved into our detached garage. He claimed a family promise from 1982 gave him the right to live there for free, forever. The day we closed was the happiest day of our lives. We'd saved for 6 years, pinching every penny to afford the down payment on a small but perfect 2-bedroom with a converted garage apartment. We spent that Friday night drinking cheap champagne on the living room floor, planning our future. The next morning, we saw the beat-up sedan parked in our driveway. A man was unloading boxes into the garage. It was Kevin. "Hey, cousins," he yelled cheerfully. "Thanks for warming the place up for me." We thought it was a joke. It wasn't. He explained that our wife's great-aunt Susan, the woman we bought the house from, had promised him 30 years ago that he could always have a roof over his head in the family home. He interpreted this vague, deathbed promise as a legally binding, lifelong lease on our garage. He had a key. Aunt Susan, in her dementia-addled state, had given him 1 month ago. He'd been waiting for her to pass so he could move in. "It's my birthright," he said with a straight face. We called the police. An officer came, looked at Kevin's driver's license with our address on it, which he'd conveniently changed online the day before, and saw that he had a key and had received mail there. "Sorry, folks," the officer said with a shrug. "He's established tenancy. This is a civil matter now. You have to evict him." We were floored. He had been in our house for less than 12 hours. We had to legally evict a man from a property we had just bought. The nightmare began. Kevin was the tenant from hell. He played loud music at all hours. He had sketchy friends over constantly. The smell of weed wafted from the garage day and night. We couldn't change the locks because he was a legal tenant. We couldn't turn off the utilities because that was illegal. We were paying the mortgage, the electricity, and the water bill for our own personal squatter. We hired a lawyer who explained the soul-crushing eviction process. It would take months and cost thousands of dollars we didn't have. Meanwhile, Kevin was sending us smug texts. "Thanks for the hot water," one read. Our dream home had become a prison. The turning point came about a month in. Our lawyer advised us to document everything. I set up a security camera on our back porch. One night, I was reviewing the footage and saw Kevin tampering with the electrical meter on the side of the house. He was trying to bypass it, probably to run some kind of power-hungry equipment, but he was clumsy. I saw a bright flash and he jumped back, cursing. The next day, I called an electrician out for an inspection. He took one look at the meter and his eyes went wide. "Whoa, this has been illegally tampered with," he said. "This is a serious fire hazard. I'm legally obligated to report this to the power company and the city inspector." It was the loophole we needed. Tampering with a utility meter is a criminal offense and an immediate lease violation, even a squatter's lease. The lawyer drew up an emergency eviction notice based on the electrician's official report and the video evidence. The sheriff served him the papers the next day. Kevin was furious. He screamed about his rights, his family promise, but he was out, legally and immediately. The ordeal cost us nearly $15,000 in legal fees and repairs, but getting him out was priceless. The final twist, we sued him in small claims court for the damages and unpaid utilities. The judge awarded us the full amount. He never paid a dime, of course, but the judgment is on his record. A few months ago, my wife got a call from a different relative. Kevin was trying to get a loan and was denied because of the outstanding judgment. He was begging us to remove it. We told him we would on one condition. He had to write a letter of apology to Aunt Susan's memory, acknowledging that he twisted her words and tried to steal our home. He refused, so the judgment stays. We know we'll never see the money, but every time he gets denied a loan or a new apartment, he'll know it's because of us, and that's a special kind of poetic justice.